Hey everyone. Hopefully you guys are all staying healthy and self-isolated out there. I know we're all missing hockey, so we're just trying to push out as much hockey content as we can. Keep everybody reminding of how great this sport is, and eventually we're going to get back to playing. Right here, I have my partner in crime, Sean Takachi. Sean, how's your quarantine going? Everything staying safe over there?
I suppose so. I've been working at a nursing home, so pretty hectic and busy in that end. But staying at home is not too bad. So, how about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I have the luxury of working from home, which isn't always that nice because at some points, you just want to get out of the house, take a quick drive around. You doing anything fun to keep your time occupied? Playing any hockey, playing any basketball, or you just kind of keeping it indoors for now?
I've been trying to just keep it indoors as much as possible. I do have the luxury of having two TVs right beside each other. So, I'll watch like the MLB Players League. I think the NHL is doing NHL 20 challenge between some of the
hmm
players. Be rooting for Brian Rust and Zach Aston Reese. But I mean, other than that, just catching up on some shows for Netflix. So I don't know what you've been up to, but that's been pretty much what I've been doing.
Yeah, I mean it sucks. This is when Stanley Cup playoffs are happening, but something I've been doing that's really been keeping up my time is watching those retro games. We didn't have the luxury of watching Mario in his heyday playing 91, 92. So getting able to see those games in full, not just the highlights, it's pretty special, and it's really been exciting for me. Um, Kind of to give people an idea of what we're doing today, we're going to start doing what's called the Coaches Challenge. We have up on our YouTube page the Hockey Quarantine Challenge, where we have all of the youth players playing at home and staying up to date on their hockey skills. But that leaves us coaches out. So, what we're going to do today is a quick trivia question. And Sean, maybe you want to explain the rules and explain what the punishment is for the loser.
We're going to go back and forth, ask each other these questions, keep a tally if you got the most correct from each end. And the loser is going to be taking I'd assume, a slap shot from a tennis ball with just, a helmet and, the very bare minimum required when we get back to the rink at Grove City. And maybe that's something we can have the kids come out and watch too as well. All right, first question. Who is the all-time goals against average leader in the NHL? Martin Brodeur, Ed Belfour, Jonathan Quick, Dominic Hasek.
Well, I'm going to guess just based on the padding that it's an older goalie, so I'm going with Ed Belfour.
You just met the 5 seconds, and unfortunately, that isn't correct. It is Dominic Hasek. You're along the right lines there, but picked the wrong older goaltender.
All right, Sean, your question coming up. It's well known that the Montreal Canadiens have the most cups and have the first cup, but their first cup was during the Hockey Cup Challenge era, not during the original six era. During the original six era, who was the first team to win the Stanley Cup? The Toronto Maple Leafs, the Boston Bruins, the Detroit Red Wings, or the Chicago Blackhawks?
I'm going to go with the Chicago Blackhawks.
That would be incorrect. It is the Toronto Maple Leafs.
All right. This one I think is relatively a little bit easier here. The Carolina Hurricanes were originally known as what team? And this is not a multiple choice question.
Oh, come on. So I'm guessing it's an expansion team. So they either probably came from Hartford or Quebec. I'm guessing probably Hartford. I would have to just go with the Whalers, but I don't think that's right.
You're actually correct. Yeah, the Hartford
Yeah.
Whalers.
All right, Sean, your next question. True or false? So this is a 50-50 for you. True or
Okay.
false? Wayne Gretzky has more Art Ross trophies than the Boston Bruins have Stanley Cups.
True.
That it's absolutely true. And a quick reminder to you guys, if you guys enjoy what we're doing here, we're gonna keep doing them. So if you want to even enter your own questions, we'll ask them and we'll see if we can get some good trivia questions, and we'll keep doing some punishments out of them and having some fun. So, Sean, it's on to your turn. Go ahead and ask the next question.
I think this should be a relatively easy one, but the Beanpot tournament is held annually in which NHL city? Philadelphia, New York, Boston, or Montreal?
That would be the great city of Boston. So let's get into your next question, Sean. Who was the first father-son combo to win Most Valuable Player award? Keith and Brady Tkachuk, Ty and Max Domi, Brett and Bobby Hall, or Michael and Elias Lindholm?
It's Brett and Bobby Hall.
Yeah, there's a good question for you. Good answer.
Yeah.
Two absolute studs in the league. Let's keep going to question number 4.
All right. This is pretty recent here. Between who won the Calder Memorial Trophy last year in the 2018-19 season? Was it Brady Tkachuk? Was it Rasmus Dahlin, Jordan Binnington, or Elias Pettersson?
That's such a hard question. It wasn't Bennington. It wasn't Darlene. I'm going with Brady Tkachuk.
It was Elias Pettersson who led with 66 points.
On the most points, not in a rookie season, but who was the first NHL player to score 100 points? Wayne Gretzky, Phil Esposito, Mark Messier, or Gordie Howe?
Traditional wisdom would obviously go with the grade 8 here, or not grade 8, Gretzky, but I will go with Phil Esposito.
Yeah, it is Phil Esposito, and it's only because he's a lot younger, or I guess older than Wayne. Wayne came way later in the year, or way later in history. So that's the only reason. Esposito, a phenomenal player. I'm pretty sure Gretzky would have beaten him if they played at the same time.
So I guess we'll move on to this next question here. Who was the first 8 seed to win the Stanley Cup? The Chicago Blackhawks, Detroit Red Wings, Los Angeles, or St. Louis?
That's really unfortunate because the one that I was pretty sure was the answer wasn't in your 4.
Ooh.
I was thinking it was going to be the New York Islanders because I remember them. But the stat that I'm thinking of is coming back from a 3-0 series to winning a series. Who's the first 8 seed to win a cup? I think I might be out of time.
Yeah, I think you are.
I don't know. Oh,
I was going to let you just continue and guess, but, I guess we'll go with the timer here, and we're going to say it's the Los Angeles Kings.
All right, here. I'll get you one that'll trip you up. Ready? Again,
right.
We're going back to the very, very beginning parts of the NHL. Back to the Challenge Cup era. We're not even talking Original Six yet. But a lot of people don't know this. Pittsburgh had a Challenge Cup professional team at the time. What was the name of that Pittsburgh team? The Pittsburgh Plunge, the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Pittsburgh Steel, or the Pittsburgh Generals?
I know the Pittsburgh Pirates were originally, I think, also a semi-professional football team. So I'm going to have to go with D, the final choice, the Pittsburgh
Generals?
Yeah.
It's so great as somebody who is losing right now because you said the right answer with the Pittsburgh Pirates and then got away from it. So I'll take the check mark for that, Sean. It is a
future.
So speaking of quarantine and getting back to work, something that me and Sean have been talking about a lot, and we're gonna implement once everything gets back to work, is we're running a charity tournament. A lot of people have been out of work, out of jobs, and it's not any of their fault. So we want to help people out. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a blind drop day-long tournament. So we're going to have 3 different age groups. We're going to have 12 and under, 18 and under, and then 18 and over. 3 different days. Obviously, we can't give you any more dates because of quarantine, and we never know when the stay-at-home order is going to be lifted. But make sure you seriously consider signing up for that. We want to help the community as best we can. It really is everybody in this together. So, like we said, this is something new that we're just now releasing. So keep an eye out for it. We'll advertise it when we get them scheduled. But please, if you can find it in your time and you can find it in your pocket, please help, because we want to help everybody out that in the Grove City area that has been staying at home and hasn't really had the opportunity to go to work. So that's from us to you guys, and keep an eye out also for the huge welt I have on my back from the winter over there shooting into me. But other than that, thank you guys for your time. You know, we love making hockey video as much as hearing all the great things you guys have to say about it. It really keeps our mind off of all the craziness that's going on there, and allows us to decompress a little bit with hockey, which, like Sean is saying, is the best sport out there. So, Sean, thank you so much for your time. Again, we'll keep doing this if you guys like it. So give us some feedback, and we'll go from there.